Every stroke is a decision, and every decision tells a story. In this time lapse, I'll show you the key decisions made at each painting stage. Each step involves crucial choices that can affect the final outcome and how thoughtful actions determine the success of your artwork. Choosing the right color palette for your painting begins with laying out various paint options on the palette. Primary colors are crucial, while the selection of secondary and tertiary colors rest entirely on your creative decision and vision. Low-quality brands complicate paintings. However, higher quality brands offer smoother, more vibrant, professional, and lasting results. Choosing the right brand for turpentine can improve your painting process and help protect your health, as many turpentine brands emit toxic fumes that can be harmful when inhaled. You can use various brushes for specific color mixing. For example, use different brushes for lighter and darker tones, or designate separate brushes for warm and cool hues. Use larger brushes for covering bigger areas and switch to smaller brushes for detailed work in smaller sections. And choose the best shape according to the subject you're painting. Lastly, if you cannot see your work properly without proper lighting, you won't be able to make informed painting decisions. Opt for white neutral light to ensure your colors are represented accurately. During the filling stage, roughly apply all the colors you see, similar to color blocking. For this stage, I used only turpentine, resulting in a thin color wash that dries quickly. I painted the background first, as starting with the furthest area makes it easier to paint the subject on top. Additionally, I transitioned gradually from darker to lighter colors, achieving a wider range of shades. If you see closely, you'll notice how thin and loose the filling stage is. A general approach to mixing colors involves first identifying the predominant color you see. Next, determine the shade of the color, followed by assessing whether it leans cooler or warmer. Finally, decide if it's lighter or darker and make any necessary adjustments. Continue to create various tones and shades of color even during the initial filling stage, as this will benefit you in the later stage of your painting as well. For smaller areas, I have decided to use a smaller brush for more precision. This is the middle stage where you breathe life into your painting by responding to what's in front of you, constantly asking yourself, how can I make this painting more appealing? Once you've pinpointed what elements in the subject excites you, the goal is to amplify them with some creative variations. This could involve intensifying or toning down colors, changing the brush size or brush shape, or the way the paint is applied. This stage often involves spending considerable time exploring different areas of your composition without rushing. Embracing this process can be both challenging and enjoyable, as the stakes are low and changes can be made without the fear of ruining anything. Eventually, something will emerge and point the way forward. Just keep building layers. Here, I decided to switch to cleaner containers for my mediums, concerned that my previous dipper might compromise the cleanliness of my painting process. The next day, when the painting dried up, before I could move forward with painting the subject, I decided to correct the background. I noticed that the blue had become paler and duller upon drying, so I added more vibrancy to restore its intensity. After that, I continued to build layers and formations on the rest of the subject. I felt that the painting was too bland and needed a secondary subject for better compositional balance. Therefore, I decided to add a tree on the right side and some greenery below. Adding more elements than this might have diverted attention from the main subject, so I kept it simple with just these additions. Before moving on to the next stage, I decided to add more dark tones to the subject to enhance its dimension. In the detailing stage, you will paint every element with precision, using a small brush, either filbert or round, to focus on every fine detail. You will also continue with color correction by adding more highlights and shadows. The greater the range of values from the darkest to the lightest, the more dimension your subject will have. These are the brushes I decided to use in the process. Do you see the power of detailing here? This is truly my favorite stage, finalizing the painting and watching it come to life. I hope this tutorial has clarified the decisions you need to make while painting. If you encounter any difficulties during the stages we've discussed, please let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to help. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more painting updates. See you in the next video. Bye bye.